Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to first start out by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash, the bonus to my apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well, and peace and salutations to the elect men pushing out the truth and sincerity. And this is the brother Yakanan for the DC camp. And the topic I wanted to touch on today is basically goes into, I'll just start off with the scripture and, go from there, Lord willing. Because this is scripture that inspired this video. This is Exodus chapter 23, verse 2. And it says, "Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment." And the point I really wanted to touch on was the first part. It says, "Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil." Because our people really have a groupthink mindset to where if everybody else is doing it, I want to do it too. And I really recognized that over the past few weeks. I always recognized it, but it made it blatant. It made it blatant, going on these past few weeks, with all these different things that's happening in the world, and you have our people focused on a chicken sandwich or focused on a whole bunch of folliness, and you know what? And it may sound ridiculous, but this is the same kind of mindset that's really going to get our people destroyed, when you really think about it, Now, I'm going to read that one more time. It says, "Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil." Albeit that in itself might not be evil. Our people, when it does come to wickedness, our people have that same mindset, When it comes to adultery, our people have that same mindset. When it comes to, say, not taking care of your temple and smoking your life away, our people follow mindsets exactly like that. Our people really don't have a sense of self, so they just look towards other nations, and even prominent people, and even the people that are high up in our nations for direction, that's ultimately going to be the mindset that's going to get our people destroyed, because that's the same way that they follow after different gods. They see, see these group of people, see they worship Allah, they worship this, they worship that, and look how they doing. Our people have that same mindset, and they just follow like sheep, Now, let me get another scripture. This is Proverbs chapter 4, verse 14. It says, "Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men." That's what the scripture tells you to do, but our people do the exact opposite. Our people go into the path. Our people enter into the path of the wicked, and go in the way of evil men. And you can really tell by the music that they listen to nowadays and how it influences them. They enter in the path of the wicked. All these manners of wickedness that our people pump into the music. Being funded by the so-called white men, because you already know who has to make their cheese off of it, and who has to and who profits most from our downfall as a people and our moralities. It's the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. It says, "Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, pass away. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away, unless they cause some to fall." And that's the white man to the T. That's the mindset of an Edomite. They sleep not, except they have done mischief. And that's going into a global scale. Because they spread that same mindset, that same Western mindset into all these different nations and all these different countries, on the East, and even and when people come when people come here and look at the stuff that they do back home, they're just like, damn, their people are getting more Americanized by the second, You know, a lot of different countries are adopting that westernized mindset. You know, and it's not a surprise because that Western mindset is a spirit, is a demon. You know, that do as that will mindset. It's a it's enticing to somebody who's never done it before. You know, it goes like that saying the grass is always greener on the other side. And the other side just happens to be the philosophy of the American Edomite, you know, of the American Edomite on the Western Hemisphere. You know, their doctrine, their way of living it looks greener on the other side to these other nations, you know, and their sleep is taken away if they can't get somebody to fall for it. You know, and it's being spearheaded, and this westernized mindset is being spearheaded by our people. You know, because when shit doesn't really become a trend until Esau gets our people to follow by it. You know, because they know exactly who makes stuff cool or who makes shit popping for everybody else to follow. You know, it's the Israelite. You know, because we are the salt of the earth. You know. And the so-called white man, even though he hates that, he knows that, so he exploits it, you know. Now, I'm gonna get another scripture. You know, he exploits it, and he makes sure that everybody else follows suit from it. You know. Now, I'm gonna get 1 Peter. Chapter 5, verse 8, it says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." You know, and you know, it's sweet, simple, and to the point. You know, it just shows you the nature of the so-called white man and the elites of the society. You know, it says that it tells us to be sober and be vigilant. You know. Being sober is abstaining from all. Is abstaining by being sober. It means abstaining from the wine. You know, the wine. And what is the wine? What does the wine represent spiritually? It represents a doctrine or philosophy. You know, we have to stay sober minded. You know, we can't drink the wine. We can't drink the wine of the so-called white man, of the philosophies of the so-called white men in this world. You know. It says be sober, be vigilant, you know? And when you're sober, you're alert. You know what's going on. But if you're drunk off of Babylon juice, you're not gonna know what hits you, you know? Because the day of the Lord is coming soon. So we have to be sober, you know. We have to be free from all these different philosophies that our enemies try to put upon us, you know? It says be vigilant, because your adversary is the devil. Roaring as a roaring lion walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. You know, so you can't be vulnerable. You can't be vulnerable out here. You can't be looking like you can't be weak minded. Basically, this is what the scripture is saying. You can't be weak minded. You know, and when you get into this truth, when you hear this word, and when you hear this word, you know, every time that you read scriptures, it's supposed to build up your mental fortitude. You know, build up your mental strength, you know, so you can be sober, so you can be vigilant to know what the hell is happening around you, you know, and knowing what the devil is trying to do, you know. The scriptures tell you to watch out for Satan's devices, you know, because he really preys on the weak-minded of our nation, you know. Esau knows who he can play with, you know, and that's the weak-minded of our nation, which Esau knows is the majority, you know. But the select few, the elect, are not going to fall for Satan's devices, his tricks, you know. We're gonna stay strong. We're gonna stay strong in the faith, and we're gonna stay strong-minded, you know. And that's why we had to detach ourselves from this world, you know. Like I said. Following like the scripture said, don't follow the multitude to do anything, you know, because we already know what the multitude represents, and the multitude represents the 2/3, You know, so you really, so in this go around, this lifetime, you shouldn't follow the multitude to do anything, you know, because that means that you're indulged in this world, you know, and to be honest, we're trying to get as far away from this world as possible. Of course, we live in this world, you know. Of course, there going to be there's going to be certain things that we do that other people are doing, you know, things to get by. But all in all, anything that is not expedient or worthwhile, just stay away from it, you know, because because it comes with a certain mindset, man. And that's that following the world mindset. You know, we want to stay as far away from this world as possible, as far away from these trends, these different things that these people do, these different manners of folly that these people do. You want to stay as far away from it and stay in the spirit, you know, of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Now, I'm gonna get a few more scriptures. This is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 4. It says, "No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier." And who are we trying to please? We're trying to please Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You know, who are we soldiers of? We're soldiers of Yahweh Shai, man. We're standing. We're taking on this going around. We're taking up the steed of Yahweh Shai. We're preaching His word. We're preaching His word, His doctrine. You know, we are the only sense of righteousness that this world is going to see on this go round until Yahweh Shai comes back. You know, and why? Because we're coming in the spirit of Yahweh Shai. You know, and that's why the scriptures tells us not to entangle ourselves with the affairs of this life. You know, and that even goes into, you know, getting married, trying to have a family. All that goes into the affairs of this life. You know, trying to build. You know, and even following the multitude. You know, we shouldn't entangle ourselves with the affairs of this life, getting too much into this world, you know, because that's exactly what it means to be a soldier. What does the word soldier go into? It goes into solidarity, you know, and that's exactly what we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be. Can't word. I'm trying to word it right. We're supposed to be, you know, basically solid, you know, or I could say we're supposed to be separate, you know. We shouldn't be with the majority of this world, you know. We should only interact with like-minded people, you know, so to speak, you know. And that's what it means to be that's what it means to be a soldier, and a good one at that, you know. Now, I'm gonna get 1 John chapter 2, verse 15. Now it says, "Love not the world, neither that the things that are in this world. For if any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world is the lust of flesh, the lust of the eyes, pride of life, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world." You know, all these different things are in the world. You know, that's exactly why you want to abstain and not entangle yourself with the affairs of it. You know, because it will utterly get you destroyed. You know, thus say in Micah 2:10. You know, this world will destroy you. You know, and it's polluted, and it will destroy you with a sore destruction. You know, and that's exactly why the Lord told you not to love this world. You know, and don't indulge in the stuff that this world provides. You know, because the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua knew exactly what this world was going to be like. He knew exactly what the world was going to be like. You know, nothing is new under the sun. You know, and on top of that, he was a prophet. He knew exactly what was going to happen. You know, and that's exactly why we get these warning signals. You know, these red flags, you know, from the world. Now, I'm gonna end it off on this. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1, no. Ecclesiastes, not Ecclesiastes. It's Ecclesiastes 3, verse 1. It says, to everything there is a season, and to every time, to every purpose under heaven. You know, and that goes into knowing when the right time to be in a certain mindset is. You know, right now we're supposed to be in the mindset of war. You know, we're prepping for war now. You know, the day of the Lord is soon. Jacob's trouble is soon. We should be in the mindset of war. You know, not in the mindset of mirth and folliness and wanting to have fun, you know, and wanting to succeed in this world or so on and so forth. We shouldn't be in the spirit of that. We should be in the spirit of war and mourning, you know, war and mourning, a spirit of prophecy, man. That's the spirit that we're supposed to be in, man. You know, we're going to have time. We're going to have time for that when the time comes, you know, but for right now, there's nothing for us in this world to be happy about. There's nothing in this world for us to be excited about or look forward to, you know. And that's and you know, I could read down, but you know, the point stands with the first verse. You know, you could already infer what it means by that. You know, that's why in second Ezra, the 9th chapter, the first verse, it tells you measure thou the time diligently. You know, you have to know what times you're living in. You know, that because it gives you a signal to know exactly how you're supposed to act in those times. You know, and we're in the like I said, we're in the time of war mourning. You know, we're in the time of war mourning, and we're in the time of prophecy, man. You know, and what is a prophet supposed to do? A prophet is supposed to do when he has prophecy is prophesy. You know, he's supposed to prophesy into the people. You know, it's supposed to prophesy into the elect. You know, to Lord willing, seal them so we could get up out of here. You know, that's exactly what the Lord sent us to do here. You know, that's exactly why he has been called us. That's exactly why he called us. That's exactly why he allowed us to get this knowledge and wisdom and understanding. You know, the scriptures talks about when you have talents, you know, you're supposed to spend those talents. You're supposed to put them to work. You know, the Lord gave us this truth for a reason, you know. Now, hey, with that, I want to say, you know, call Allah, Yahweh Hashem, Yahushai. Lord willing, y'all find this video edifying. And with that, you know, I want to say until next time, you know, Shalom.